जनहितैषी, टीआरपी नहीं खरीदते, भरोसा जीतते हैं हम।
आज बहुत ही उम्दा दिन था। वी वर वेरी फॉर्चुनेट, हमारे पास लीज़ा रे आई थी जो कैंसर सर्वाइवर हैं, एक्टर हैं, ह्यूमैनिटेरियन हैं, ऑथर हैं, बहुत मल्टी फैसेटेड पर्सनालिटी है। सो वी आर वेरी प्रिविलेज दैट शी केम एंड वी हैड अ वंडरफुल टाइम टुडे। आज हमने एक और चीज़ लॉन्च की है। फिक्की फ्लो सोहाना हॉस्पिटल के साथ मिलके हमने एक कैंसर डिटेक्शन वैन लॉन्च की है जिसमें मैमोग्राफी प्रोविज़न पहले 100 फीमेल्स के लिए फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट की जाएगी। सो हम बहुत ही बेहतरीन दिन है और हम थोड़ा सा अपनी वे में कुछ बेहतर सोसाइटी में करना चाहते हैं। थैंक यू।
आगे जाके क्या करना चाहिए?
बहुत कुछ इन स्टोर है, जैसे होता जाएगा आपको मालूम पड़ता जाएगा। अभी तक ऑलरेडी हमने ऑटिज़म अवेयरनेस कर चुके हैं, हम 4 सेलिब्रिटीज़ बुला चुके हैं और हम और भी करते जाएंगे, आपको बताते जाएंगे।
कैसा रहा आज का?
बहुत बढ़िया रहा, बहुत सारे लोग आए थे। वी हैड अ वंडरफुल चैट एंड टाइम। थैंक यू।
यस मैम, क्या नाम है आपका? क्या
मैं हूं सनम मेहरा, मैं ट्रेजरर फिक्की फ्लो लुधियाना और हेल्पिंग हार्ट्स की वर्टिकल हेड हूँ, मेंटोर हूँ। ये हमारी वर्टिकल हेड है सिमरन कौर। एंड आज जो ये इवेंट है, ये लीज़ा रे जो स्पीकर हैं वो आज हमारी गेस्ट आई हैं यहाँ। उनके साथ ही उनके हाथों से, शुभ हाथों से, बिकॉज़ वो एक कैंसर सर्वाइवर है, हमने मैमोग्राफी वैन, मोबाइल वैन का आज एक उद्घाटन किया है, इनॉग्रेशन की है उनके हाथों से। और ये जो वैन है ये फिक्की फ्लो के मेंबर्स के लिए एक बहुत ही बड़ा अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि वो अपनी मैमोग्राफी करा सकें फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट। और ये हमारी कोलैबोरेशन के साथ हुआ है सोहाना कैंसर रिसर्च एंड हॉस्पिटल के साथ, जिसकी डायरेक्टर सिमरन कौर हैं। और उनकी हेल्प से, ये उनकी बदौलत ही ये सब आज हुआ है कि हम लोग फिक्की फ्लो की मेंबर्स को इस अपॉर्चुनिटी को लेने के लिए, अपनी कैंसर टेस्टिंग के लिए और कैंसर से फाइट करने के लिए एक अवेयरनेस ड्राइव के तौर पे आज हमने ये इवेंट में लीज़ा रे से इनॉग्रेट करवाया है। और ये वैन आगे भी चलती रहेगी, इट विल बी अ ड्राइव। थैंक यू। पहले तो मैं आपको बता दूं, फिक्की फ्लो एनजीओ नहीं है, बट एनजीओ इट्स एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जिसके अंदर हमने ये वर्टिकल्स बनाए हुए हैं जो कि लोगों को हेल्प करते हैं, अंडर प्रिविलेज्ड को गांव में जा के काम करते हैं, जितना हो सके वो सोसाइटी को दे सकें। और हमारे ऐसे वर्टिकल्स बने हुए हैं जैसे हेल्पिंग हार्ट्स है या और भी बहुत वर्टिकल्स हैं। तो वो हमने बनाए हैं इसीलिए कि हम लोगों को जितनी हेल्प कर सकें, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा गरीबों में हम जितना भी अपना योगदान दे सकें उतना करते हैं।
हेड सोहाना हॉस्पिटल लुधियाना ब्रांच एंड फिक्की फ्लो मेंबर केरो मेडिक हेड। आज हमने एक ड्राइव की यहाँ पे ओपनिंग की है जिसमें इट इज़ अ कैंसर अवेयरनेस कैंप। यहाँ पे हम एक मेमोग्राफी वैन के थ्रू, इट इज़ अ मोबाइल वैन, इस वैन में हम फिक्की फ्लो मेंबर्स का टोटली फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट एक मेमोग्राफी टेस्ट करेंगे। दैट विल बी टोटली फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट। एंड आई फील कि दिस कैंसर अवेयरनेस कैंप शुड बी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड अगेन एंड अगेन because this is one thing that is occurring in society. So every women should get this cancer test, that is mammography, by the age of 40. Thank you.
नमस्कार, आई एम डॉक्टर संगीता बेदार कुशवाहा। आज फिक्की फ्लो लुधियाना ने अंडर द एबल्ड गाइडेंस ऑफ द चेयरपर्सन अंकिता गुप्ता जी, लीज़ा रे जी के साथ एक कॉन्वर्जेसन का अरेंज किया और स्पॉटलाइट रही लीज़ा रे जी, जो कि बॉलीवुड अभिनेत्री हैं, एक लेखिका हैं, मानवतावादी हैं और एक उसके पश्चात एक कैंसर पीड़िता भी रही हैं, कैंसर सर्वाइवल हैं। और इसी को मद्देनज़र रखते हुए आज एक कैंसर डिटेक्टिव वैन का इनॉग्रेशन किया गया लीज़ा जी के हाथों से। और फिक्की फ्लो की जो कॉन्वर्जेसन के अंतर्गत लीज़ा जी ने अपने जो कैंसर सर्वाइवल के बाद के जो उनके एक्सपीरियंसेस थे वो शेयर किए, which were very inspiring and it was a very enlightening event today and we congratulate the Ficci Flo Ludhiana.
Yes.
आज का event was a special as Ankita Gupta invited Liza Ray and the caption only says ray of light. And here Lisa shared her experiences as she is a cancer patient survivor, and she has really told that how she fight with the life and turned out to be a warrior. And we are really happy to have her here. And the best part was this, that we inaugurated a mammographic bus with the efforts of Suhana Hospital, Sanam ma'am, our core member, and other people, and we are really happy to be part of Ficci Flo Ludhiana. Thank you.
I think this is a really unique format, and I hope that my words complement this sort of experience that we want to bring you through. But why a nomad? So conventional wisdom tells you, especially as a young girl or a woman, that there's a pattern that you're supposed to follow, right? You know, you go to school, you get your grades, you get married, you get a house, you have kids, la 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 la. And this idea is that you're supposed to aspire for stability, right? And I can't entirely explain it rationally, but you know, maybe the greatest rational explanation is I was a gypsy in my last life. But I came into this life with a thirst to experience things. So I didn't have a clear idea of what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew the kind of life or the quality of life. And I just felt, you know, I was a young girl sitting on a rug in my room, 5 or 6 years old, and I had an atlas, an actual big physical book in front of me. And I would flip through it, and I would just dream of all the places that I would go. So that, you know, was in me from a very, very young age. Then, as I said, I started questioning all of the notions that society, all these ideas that society plants in your head, especially, as I said, for a woman, about, you know, having to lead a particular kind of life. And I couldn't help but sort of at least challenge it. But why? And, you know, I think this is a very useful thing. It's a very inconvenient thing to do. Unfortunately, the world has changed since I was young. I just turned 51. So the world has changed even since then. But I still feel that maybe not enough of us are asking why, or why not? Why not commit to traveling and experiencing the world for as long as I can? So this idea of being a nomad, part of it was that. Part of it was also trying to figure out where I belonged in the world. So I'm sort of one of those classic, you know, half and halves, right? You know, two different cultures mixed together, not quite sure where I belong in the world. When I'm in India, maybe I'm not Indian enough. When I'm in Poland, I'm not Polish enough. And it sent me also on this journey of trying to understand where do I belong in the world. And in the course of that journey, of course, I've lost count actually of how many places that I've lived. And you know, for me, that was my true quest in life. It was being able to experience as much as possible and trying to figure out where I belonged in the world. To be honest, acting and modeling and all that other stuff didn't give me meaning in my life. It enabled me to be able to do all of these other things. The point was not about fame or money or reputation, except in that it gave me freedom. The freedom to be able to do things and experience things. That's been really essential in my life. And so this idea of being a nomad is, I want to be able to frame it in the context of saying that we have to redefine success for ourselves as well. That's something else that I've been working on very strongly, and that idea crystallized, especially after cancer, right? And again, this idea of what drives you? What is your passion? What is your purpose? What makes you want to get up in the morning? And what puts that twinkle in your eye? And again, there's a lot of ideas about that floating around in society, isn't there? you know. And as I said, there's a particular structure for a woman and what her life is supposed to look like. Even today with social media, there was no social media when I was a little one. We have these visions of also what you're supposed to look like, how you're supposed to dress, your fitness routine, and you scroll endlessly and these images get embedded in your mind until you forget who you are. Forget who you are. You start losing your own voice. Who are you? And you know something? This is very fresh for me because every once in a while, even though I've done a lot of work on myself, I get lost because the world is so loud and it gets in your head. And the world is always telling you who you are. And sometimes what's very, very valuable is getting yourself out of your routine and putting yourself into unfamiliar environments. And that's, again, where travel is very, very, very therapeutic. It's not just travel to get away from your life. It's travel to get closer to who you are. It's only once you get out of your routine and you experience a little bit of stillness, a little bit of quietness, a little bit of, out of your comfort zone, so you're not around the people who know you, who you're not doing your usual thing, you're not labeled, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, this is my business, this is my job. Remove yourself from that. And being a little bit of a mini nomad is so precious. So I just come from Ladakh. And, I'm also, like all of us, we're super busy. I'm a mom of 4-year-old twins. I'm working. I started a new business. Of course, very satisfied. But there's that little bit deep inside that is like, don't get lost. Don't get lost. Who are you? And, going to a place like Ladakh, for instance, was so incredibly helpful. It was just like 4 or 5 days, just staring at that horizon, the stillness, shedding your identity that the world puts on you so that you can find your own identity. And I started